Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James Butenbaugh. I am the class coordinator for the 314th Basic Academy class and an instructor of police. At this time, I ask you please stand and join me in welcoming today's graduate, the 314th Basic Training class. Members of the 314th class, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing, and I direct your attention to the Reno County Sheriff's Office Honor Guard for the presentation of colors and the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. As we celebrate this monumentous occasion and the future of law enforcement, let us take a moment to remember and honor the legacy of our former Goodland Police Chief Frankie Hayes, along with the 28 KLTC graduates memorialized on the Wall of Honor. Each of these individuals dedicated their lives to uphold the principles of justice and safety. Their service inspires and guides each of us in law enforcement as we carry on their commitment of protecting our communities. It also serves as a reminder of the values and dedication expected of the new graduates. At this time, we will observe a moment of silence to honor Chief Frankie Hayes and those 28 KLTC graduates no longer with us. Thank you. 314th. Congratulations, your graduation day has arrived. Today we gather here to celebrate not just the accumulation of rigorous training, but also the beginning of a journey filled with purpose, honor, and responsibility. As you stand on the precipice of your law enforcement careers, I want you to leave you with a thought that, while unconventional, carries profound wisdom. Fly fishing, a cherished pastime of myself and many others, offers a lesson that resonates with your role as law enforcement officer. It's said that fly fishing success doesn't come from overpowering the fish, but understanding its habits, respecting its environment, and exercising patience and precision. In law enforcement, too, success doesn't come from overpowering people or situations. It comes from understanding the complexities of human nature, respecting the diverse communities you serve, and applying patience and precision in every interaction. Just as a skilled angler knows the importance of the delicate cast and the subtle presentation of the fly, you must approach your duties with finesse and empathy. Fly fishing also reminds us that it's not always about the size of the catch, but the experience itself. Similarly, it's not about the number of arrests or citations, but the positive impact you have on individuals and communities. Each encounter, each conversation is an opportunity to build trust and foster understanding. So as you embark on this noble journey, I encourage you to be like the fly fisher. Cast your influence with care, respecting the delicate balance of justice and embracing the value of every interaction, no matter how small. Remember that your role is not just about enforcing laws. It's about building bridges of trust and ensuring the safety and well-being of all. In closing, I leave you with a fly fishing quote by the legendary author Norman MacLean. Eventually, all things merge into one, and a river runs through it. Your dedication, your values, your commitment will merge with the stream of history and the tapestry of your community. Embrace your role as guardians of justice, and may your journey as law enforcement officers be as rewarding as the serene solitude of a peaceful river. Congratulations, graduates. Go out there and make a positive ripple in the world. A new adventure awaits you. God bless each of you and every one of you. On behalf of KLTC staff and administration, congratulations on completing basic training. Now I will ask Executive Director Darren Beck to come to the podium to introduce today's commencement speaker. Director Beck.
After that brief speech, I'm tempted to try fly fishing for the first time. I didn't understand. Representative Stephen Owens assumed office in the Kansas House of Representatives on January 14th, 2019, representing the 74th District. Owens currently serves as the chair of the J. Russell Jennings Joint Committee on Corrections and Juvenile Justice Oversight. He's the chair of the House Committee on Corrections and Juvenile Justice and chair of the Special Committee on Civil Asset Forfeiture. Representative Owens is a business owner of 20-plus years, a husband and father of three. He holds bachelor's degrees from Bethel College in Business and Accounting and a master's degree in Business Administration from Southwestern College. Representative Owens retired from the Heston Fire and EMS after 18 years of service. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you Representative Stephen Owens.
Thank you. Each of you has accepted the call to serve in one of the most honorable professions in our state. As Kansas law enforcement officer, you have chosen to put others above yourself. You have chosen to put your community above your own safety. You have chosen to enter when others are exiting. You have chosen to stand when others run. You have chosen to be the gatekeeper of law and order. As a father-in-law of a recent graduate of the 293rd basic training class at KLETC, I have a slight glimpse into the life of a law enforcement officer. But who the heck am I to give advice to you? So I reached out to some of my colleagues in law enforcement and I asked their advice. So let me share a little bit of that. Elizabeth Trimble said, "Tell them to never forget why they chose the job in the first place. Do not tarnish what you have accomplished by losing sight of who you are and when you don that uniform." Katie Wiseman, formerly of the KBI, said, "One of the best things I learned during my time is to treat everyone with respect. We may not respect or agree with the decisions they make, but everyone deserves to have their person and property treated with respect. Whenever possible, leave people better than you found them. Just because you can doesn't mean you should." Joe Martin, one of our paramedics in Newton, said, while the challenges are seemingly insurmountable, public scrutiny intense, and the calls increasingly psychological in nature, you are joining an awesome profession in a time of exciting change. More than ever, it's a chance to serve and make a difference in someone's life. I get the chance to occasionally interact with young officers, especially in Newton, and I'm really impressed with the professionalism, humility, and dedication on display in this generation of officers. Mike today says, build and maintain solid groups of friends outside of law enforcement. As your career goes on, it becomes us versus them mentality. Keep grounded with the world outside of your job is crucial. And finally, Jackie Nelson, one of our local reporters, shared, they will have sworn a duty to uphold the Constitution. Learn it. Know the top 10 hits of the Founding Fathers by heart. Know it inside and out, even when doing so may be convenient for all jobs. You are employed to protect the constitutional rights of all people in your jurisdiction, even if it is inconvenient to do so. Some really great advice for some fantastic people. So I thought I would plug in maybe a few things. And I suppose everyone will let me know whether I got these right or not, but I'm going to share. First, remember that you are an example. Each one of you are an example to my children, to your brothers and your sisters. You are the example that they will look up to in law enforcement. Be the example that you want for them. And remember, doing what is right is never wrong. You will be called to be a leader. Build yourself into tomorrow's leader. Leadership is not a passive experience. It is one that constantly takes growth, learning, challenging, and expanding your own mind to grow into the leader that only you know you are capable of being. Finally, I'll add, take care of your mental health. This is a topic that is hard for many people to recognize and acknowledge that we're all not superhuman. Ladies and gentlemen, I have personally been through a mental health crisis, and I am not afraid to stand here 10 years later in front of hundreds, if not thousands of people and share that you can overcome it. You are never alone going through it. Never be afraid to talk to someone, to tell your boss, to tell your spouse. Never be afraid to admit that you're not superhuman. Each of us have challenges in life, and each of us can make it through those challenges. Over the past few months and years, there has grown an unhealthy disregard for our law enforcement in media. We've witnessed shocking displays of disrespect by citizens, some city leaders, and even elected officials on a state or a national level. While there are certainly bad actors in every profession, we must focus on their removal while protecting the integrity and the institution of law and order. We must remain united as Kansans in making sure that our state is a safe and prosperous place for future generations. Today I stand here and I speak on behalf of the vast majority of Kansas legislators who in 2020 joined me in signing a letter of unwavering support to our Kansas law enforcement officers. We want you to know that we support you. We want you to know that we appreciate you. We recognize the sacrifice that each one of you, and I'm not speaking to the graduates, but every single law enforcement officer in the state of Kansas makes for us. We pledge to support you as you pledge to support and to protect us and uphold the Constitution of the United States and the great state of Kansas. Thank you.
I appreciate those words. It is a tough time to be in law enforcement. The media has been especially critical over the past few years. People are especially critical for varying reasons. Some things that we've done made things easier for people to be critical. But what's very helpful, I think, to everybody in this room and to everybody online who's listening and in the profession is to know that that our leaders in government support what we're doing. They know what we're doing. They know why we're doing what we're doing, and they support us. So thank you very much for your kind remarks.
Absolutely. Thank you.
It's also my privilege, even though I notice you have a very nice portfolio, but I would like to give you an official KLETC all pleather portfolio that maybe you can use while you're chairing committees up in Topeka.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At KLETC, we recognize those student officers who have excelled in various professional skill sets during their time at basic training. Starting with the Fitness Award being the key component in an officer's life, helps them deal with daily stress they'll face and aids them in maintaining a healthier lifestyle, enabling them to better mitigate the dangers they may encounter. During their time here at KLETC, all members of the 314th were active and engaged in a fitness routine. However, I have 6 student officers that met the goals of the 200-mile club. To be recognized as a member of the 200-mile club, a student officer must have completed 30 push-ups in a minute, 30 set-ups in a minute, and ran 1.5 miles in 18 minutes or less. Additionally, they must have logged 200 miles or more outside of their classroom activities. The officers who met these goals, please stand and be recognized as I call your name. Chase Barrett, Concordia Police Department. Samantha M. Boyd, Grandview Police Department. Christian Davidson, Douglas County Sheriff's Office. Alexa Davis, Douglas County Sheriff's Office. Andrew Johnson, Cloud County Sheriff's Office. Randall L. Smith, Kiowa County Sheriff's Office. Thank you, and please be seated as Officer Samantha Boyd joins me at the podium. During the 200-mile club, Officer Boyd completed 237 miles, along with exceeding all the other physical requirements of the 200-mile challenge. 200 Mile Club Challenge. For her efforts, Officer Boyd is being awarded the Fitness Medal. Please join me in recognizing Officer Boyd in her achievements. Thank you. And Deputy Christian Davidson, please join me at the podium. Officer Davidson is being recognized with his Fitness Award Medal for the most improved. Please join me in recognizing Officer Christian and his efforts. Well done. Thank you. Next, we here at KLETC also recognize those student officers who have excelled in all areas during their time here at KLETC. The student officers who have achieved the following criteria will be recognized and will graduate with honors today. The student officers must have completed 90% or greater overall written test grade point average, 90% or greater written final exam score, 90% or greater overall performance test grade point average, 90% or greater overall performance final testing score, a minimum of 100 miles, either walk or ran, or 400 miles biking, successful completion of all of our skills testing, and no level 2 write-ups or higher disciplinary actions. I am pleased to announce that I have 2 student officers that have met these goals. I will ask that these student officers please rise and be recognized when I call their name. Samantha Boyd, Grandview Plaza Police Department. Andrew Johnson, Cloud County Sheriff's Office. Congratulations. Thank you. You can be seated. It's now time for our class president of the 314th Basic Training Class to deliver a few brief remarks on behalf of the graduating class. I call to the podium Chad Countryman of the Johnson County Sheriff's Office.
We did it. Early on in our course here at KLETC, we had an assignment on the subject of gratitude. We were to take a heartfelt moment, make a handwritten note to express ourselves to somebody who had made perhaps the biggest impact in our life. They deserve to know what we thought and how we felt. The point was driven to us that perhaps not everyone gets a chance to express themselves to those who meant so much in their life and deserve to hear that from us. And so it's with that same sentiment that I want to speak to you on behalf of Class 314 and say thank you for attending here today. Not only taking the time to attend this occasion for us, but to support all of us through our endeavors the last 14 weeks. It's been a difficult road for us to become law enforcement professionals, and we couldn't have done it without your support. From Class 314, I also want to say thank you to all the instructors who took so much time and effort to impart their knowledge and their wisdom from their experiences to help us achieve all the things that we have here and all the tasks that were set before us during our course. It's through their experiences and personal relationships that they built with us that we were able to rise to the occasion through the many challenges that they put in front of us. And we appreciate that they allow us to benefit from all the experiences that they had on the job. We'd like to thank all the other staff here at KLETC, from those who maintain the building, who feed us every day, and just keep this entire machine running so that we can focus on our course of studies and accomplish everything that we needed to get done over the last 14 weeks. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. We have lived that for the last 14 weeks, have we not? I can remember that first day in class when we sat down and we were all looking at each other, the different looks on everyone's face, how unsure we were of ourselves and each other, sizing each other up, wondering if what we had chosen for ourselves, what have we gotten ourselves into? And it was really amazing to see us over time get to know each other, become more comfortable in our classroom setting and with each other, and then grow closer and closer as each monumental task that was put before us, we had to conquer as a team. Finally, all the way to the end where we've done it like family. It's been a privilege to watch that happen. Watching us joke and have fun and accomplish all those tasks that they put in front of us, it was an honor. And it was honor serving as your class president. Many of you could have done the job, maybe some even better, but you voted for me and chose me to do that. And I thank you for that very much. And it's been a pleasure participating as we negotiate everything that they've put in front of us and learning all the tasks that they've taught us to accomplish, including negotiating the gray area. So I appreciate that, and I want to say thank you for that. So when we return to our agencies and begin our jobs, let's never forget our why we chose to do this profession. Let's remember the words of our oath that we said every day and live our lives with the integrity that means. On the job, I hope all of you take every opportunity to be the best members and participate in community policing the way that they had taught us. Be that officer who's seen playing football with the kids. Stop at that lemonade stand. Speak with those children. Check on those in need in your communities and set that example. Because it's when we do this alongside with helping those that are in crisis that we bring a little bit of humanity back to a planet that is so starved for it. Most important is also our job to go home at the end of our shift and hug all the loved ones in our lives. And now we're also part of yet another family. We have each other. Thank you, 314. And to our agencies, thank you for believing in us, investing in us, supporting us, and please do not stop doing so. We're all very ready to put to use what we have learned here, and we're eager to continue our learning back home with you. We are definitely ready to do our part and make a difference wherever and whenever we can. I again thank all of you for being here today and sharing this with us.
Chad, it's my pleasure on behalf of KLTC administration and staff to present you with this plaque as being the class president for the 314th basic class. I hope you display it proudly. Thank you. In law enforcement, ethics are the forefront of our training and our profession. Law enforcement oath of office affirmation is a constant reminder of the importance of always doing the right thing. This is something we've discussed in depth during your time here at KLTC. The ultimate purpose of law enforcement is public service. A law enforcement officer assumes a great responsibility when they affirm the oath of office. They have entered the position of being role models, leading by example. They are enforcers of the law and protectors of our community. Because of the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center believes the concepts and principles within the oath should be a dominating force in all officers' lives, I'll ask again the class president, Chad Countryman, to lead the class with the law enforcement oath of office affirmation.
.314, please stand. Oath. On my honor.
I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution of the United States, the state of Kansas, my community, and the agency I serve.
Recover.
Class 314, please be seated. In a few moments, you will be presented with a challenge coin. A challenge coin is symbolic and meaningful and given to somebody as a reminder of what they have done or to confirm a membership in an organization. This coin today will recognize you as a graduate of the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center. I ask that you carry it with you as a reminder of the lessons learned and the friendships forged during your time here at KLETC. On the back of this coin is the oath that each of you affirmed just moments ago. Carry it with you and let it be a constant reminder to always do the right thing. Graduates, it has been my honor and distinct pleasure to be your class coordinator as a small part of your journey here at KLETC. I wish you nothing but success and happiness in the future. I will now ask KLETC Associate Director Alvin Sowers to join me on stage to present the members of the 314th Basic Training Class with their certificates, while I also present you with the KLETC Challenge Coin. Class President Chad Countryman will announce the name of the graduates of the 314th Basic Training Class.
Front row, please stand. Chase A. Barrett, Concordia Police Department. Samantha Boyd, Grandview Plaza Police Department. Caleb N. Cowden, Derby Police Department. Josh Curry, Fredonia Police Department. Christian Davidson, Douglas County Sheriff's Office. Alexia J. Davis, Douglas County Sheriff's Office. Tyrell J. Davis, Hayes Police Department. Front row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Second row, please stand. Justin Floberg, Gary County Sheriff's Office. Cody Hutchison, Arkansas City Police Department. Shelley J. Inge, Johnson County Sheriff's Office. Andrew E. Johnson, Cloud County Sheriff's Office. Tricia Crummel, Johnson County Sheriff's Office. Nathaniel J. Powers, Concordia Police Department. Second row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Third row, please stand. Jeremy S. Rock, McPherson Police Department. R.L. Smith, Kiowa County Sheriff's Office. Kyle Still, Phillips County Sheriff's Office. Randall Valverde, Kansas State University Police Department. Nicholas A. Vanderspool, Johnson County Sheriff's Office. Tyler E. Wenger, Harvey County Sheriff's Office.
Chad Countryman with the Johnson County Sheriff's Department. Third row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably my somewhere around 170th graduation. And I knew someday it would happen. I knew someday we would have more students than we had certificates. and today was the day. I don't know if you caught that, but I promise we'll get the Chad his certificate. I don't know where it got broken there, but we'll take care of that. And Chad is well deserving, as is the 314th basic. In a few moments here, I will grant certification to each one of these officers, but I would like to echo Chad's comments by saying, you don't know how much it means to these officers for you to support them, not only here today at graduation, but also as a family and within their career. It is a demanding job, and they need all the help they can get, and they will and have been coached about giving back to you all as well, and not forgetting the families. We also like for you to take an opportunity to enjoy some of the sites on our campus. Have your graduates take you around and show you some of what they did and what our campus looks like. We have some photo opportunities back there against our banner in the back of the room. We also have some photo opportunities in this really nice weather out by our statue, the Protector, in the courtyard. Class 314, would you please stand? On behalf of Director Beck, I hereby certify that each of you have satisfactorily completed the requirements to be Kansas law enforcement officers. And they've been waiting 14 weeks for these final words, and that's class dismissed.